Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you alongside on a late Sunday night edition, early Monday morning if you're catching on the next day. But man, oh man, was this weekend something for the Edmonton Oilers, and we'll elaborate more on that in a matter of moments. But obviously, the Four Nations break definitely not utilized by the Edmonton Oilers coming into this weekend, and I will preface this with saying I didn't watch a single minute of the action this weekend, and I didn't have to. What happened this weekend was all too predictable, and as advertised, it was going to be, if you know this Oilers team at all, whether it be this year, last year, any year you've watched the Oilers in the Connor McDavid era, you knew it was going to be a shameful weekend to watch the Edmonton Oilers. So, with that said, well, you know what? What do I have to say about the games themselves? Not much, but what do I have to say about the excuse making out there for Oilers fans about what went wrong this weekend? Both goalies saw action. The team played like absolute garbage. Every stat that you can look at just shows the team was just not at all compete level worthy this weekend. Goaltending was not there, and defense was just as shaky. So very predictable though. I think if you are an Oilers fan that at all knows how it goes, you 100% pregame waking up this morning against the Washington Capitals knew that Alexander Ovechkin was going to score a hat trick. That's the only way it was going to happen today, and that's exactly what did. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. I've kind of hit a wall here. I think I've told you that a few times over the past few weeks. I've hit a wall covering this Oilers team because it never ceases to amaze just how rinse, repeat we do with this team, whether it be the fans making excuses about this or that, complaining about this or that, the goaltending coach not getting changed, head coach making the same old mistakes that the five guys previous have, the general manager not taking action soon enough, whether it be Holland, whether it be Kevin Lowe, whether it be whoever the heck now is Stan Bowman, Steve Tambellini, you throw Craig McTavish in there if you want. It's just been the same old mistakes for time eternal, and end of the day is this whole regular season thing is a flawed exercise for the Edmonton Oilers anyway this year, because we all know they're going to make the playoffs comfortably at that, right? A top two spot in the division guaranteed, and they're going to ride it out. The first round will be a breeze, the second round it gets a little tougher, and then away we go with what should be a good Stanley Cup Finals run. Again, rinse repeat from last year. Whether we win or not, that's kind of a whole nother thing. I think the Oilers absolutely have the best chance of winning the Stanley Cup this year, especially now that Connor McDavid's scored the golden goal, or whatever you want to call the Four Nations championship goal for Connor McDavid in overtime against the States. But it's just kind of really hard to get up and excited. And I think everybody was making those jokes on Thursday night after Canada won, saying, oh man, Saturday morning's going to be tough. Well, the Edmonton Oilers, they took that seriously themselves this weekend, and it was a shamefully pathetic, we use whatever words you want to describe it. It was absolutely terrible, and I knew it was going to be so terrible that I just didn't even bother watching. And you know what? I haven't watched the Oilers since prior to whichever game came first, whether it be St. Louis or Chicago before the break. But it just honestly hasn't been worth watching. The Oilers have won 2 out of 5 of those games. That seems impressive to say, and after a weekend like this, but it's just like, come on, guys, like we're better than this. But again, the Oilers float by at times during the regular season and just don't give it their all, and you end up with results like this where all of a sudden the world's melting down around the Oilers, and oh my God, sky's falling, it's over, we're doomed, and then we'll go win 5 more in a row here coming into this new week, and it'll all be fine and hunky-dory and rosy, and we're right back in the President's Trophy race. So, I don't know. I'm a little exhausted of it. I thought the break would cure that, but clearly the Oilers had no remedy for that whole situation. A couple wins this weekend, and the guys elated to go to work on Monday. Instead, now a couple losses this weekend, and it's like, here we go. You know what you're going to have to listen to down here in southern Alberta all week long until the Oilers snap this skid and get back on the winning train. So, friends, hope you have a great day if it's Monday. Hope you have a great night if it's Sunday, and we'll catch you somewhere in the middle on the way to the next game here this week. Thanks for being aboard. I'm up on out of here.